We're all together, spooky. Yeah, that is. All right, one time for my niggas, two times for my niggas. It's your main man, Daddy Shiva, back at it again. Ooh, it's another motherfucking webinar thing. Yeah, so we're here. This is a free one because Merry Christmas, bitch.
Happy Hanukkah.
And Kwanzaa, you know what I'm saying? The holidays.
Do any of y'all actually celebrate Kwanzaa?
Y'all spiritual niggas don't fuck with none of these holidays no more. Y'all spiritual niggas do not fuck with none of these holidays no more. But let me tell you something. It's winter solstice time, and this is the time of year when we do yet again more auspicious magical work. You see what I'm saying? So we definitely wanted to come through with another message and give you guys a good glimpse of the energies that are coming through with this winter solstice gateway and how you can best tap into it. And of course, under the guise of how you can best tap into it, check in the description below. We do have links to the winter solstice ritual PowerPoint. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We built this ritual specifically in relation with the energies that were presented to us through the cards from the ancestors in regards to what's going to be coming down solstice. So please check that out. It's a great ritual, very simple, but we're dealing with the opening of the 8th chakra. You see what I'm saying? Niggas ain't even know that there was an 8th one. There's a lot more. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of chakras, but this is the opening up of the 8th chakra. This started back with Jimi Hendrix and the Purple Haze. You see what I'm saying? It was continued, that same vibe was continued on by Prince, with the Purple Rain. You see what I'm saying? And I guess I'm finally kind of bringing that shit to a certain level of completion with this purple flood ritual. You see what I'm saying? So this is going to be the energy that we're focusing on for the winter solstice. You see what I'm saying? But first we got to talk about what the winter solstice is, of course. And what we really want to touch on first with the winter solstice is that we have to understand that this time of year, right, is the time of year when the sun reaches its lowest point. You see what I'm saying? So this will be analogous to the death of the sun or the darkest hour before the dawn. You see what I'm saying? This time period is when the sun reaches its lowest point on its cycle through the sky. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, this is the death and the rebirth of the sun, because after the 25th of December, the sun starts to rise back up and it makes its ascent back up into the skies until we reach the point of spring. You see what I'm saying? So what we're dealing with here is the resurrection of Christ. You see what I'm saying? It is the birth of Christ on another level. You see what I'm saying? So while December 25th and that time period may not be the birth date of Yeshua on that regard, it is the birth date of Heru. You see what I'm saying? The original Christ form coming out of Kemet. What we have to understand in regards to connecting the dots on how these things relate is that the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere is the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, where Kemet is actually located. It's located in the southern hemisphere, right? Their astrological time cycles and shit were based around the rising of Sirius, which takes place during the summer solstice gateway period. So during those summer months is when the Egyptians said the new year started. You see what I'm saying? So the birth of Heru is the summer solstice, which is the winter solstice in the north, which is why you have the white Anglo-Saxon story of Jesus being born in a manger on December 25th. They're lining up the energies exactly right. You see what I'm saying? They're just attributing that energy to the wrong archetype. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that's going on here. So understand that this energy is also the real Easter, where the sun actually dies and resurrects, whereas in spring, the sun is reborn. You see what I'm saying? Or born anew on that regard. Difference. Springtime, the sun isn't dying. It's actually rising back into life. You see what I'm saying? So that whole time period should be from December when Christ actually dies, when the sun actually dies. You see what I'm saying? Going up into or winter when the sun actually dies, and then going into spring. So this is the whole significance of the winter solstice. This is the death and rebirth period of the sun. You see what I'm saying? This is the world and the subsequent rise out of the underworld as a newly perfected spiritual being. You see what I'm saying? This is a great time period for realigning yourself, which is why the New Year's is all about these New Year's resolutions. It's all about realigning yourself, you know what I'm saying, polarizing yourself back into focus. You see what I'm saying? This is a death season, so this is a season of going into oneself, really recalibrating, understanding yourself. They call it the seasonal depression, but really, once you start getting into the alchemical levels of it, it's really just that internal period where you disintegrate, you know what I'm saying, all the bullshit that's going on through the year. You distill down those lessons, you see what I'm saying, and hopefully you integrate them so that way you can actually start the new cycle on a greater cycle. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with here for the winter solstice. Now for the cards that we pulled, we went to the Mayan deck for this one in particular, just because I like their astrological system.
Very advanced.
Very advanced astrological system. Very clutch for divination. So with that regard, the cards that we got were Kawak and the number 7, the harmonic tone of number 7.
And you know what's ironic today for the daily Mayan Zolking, the Zolking mapping? Zolking mapping is basically the sacred portion of the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar is broken up into 3 parts. In the middle, it's their sacred calendar. The daily Zolking today is 7.
Oh, weird.
All right, that's like all of that Sag new moon energy is still
cycling through, right? All right, bet.
So I was like, yeah, these cards were right on time.
Just a little further explanation on the Zolkin mapping system. The day signs that you see are 20 signs that relate to our sun. You see what I'm saying? The sun we look up at in the sky every day. You see what I'm saying? The Mayans said that each day the sun would pass through one of these 20 signs. Kawak being the 19th. You see what I'm saying? It represents the final surrender before the attainment of the golden androgynous Christ consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So this is that final surrender, that final purification before that golden state is attained. The final death before the resurrection of the sun, or the new birth of the sun. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. All right. So these day signs are based on our sun, whereas the harmonic tones are based on the galactic central sun and the different vibrations that emanate off of that sun. You see what I'm saying? So this forms more of a subconscious tone, and this holds a more conscious tone. So this would be the more feminine aspect. This would be the more masculine aspect on that regard. Just to, you know what I'm saying, further explain how those energies correlate and work themselves out, because we're going to be this system and a couple other things. So we really do want to give you guys a good understanding of what it is we're doing. When we do pull these cards, there is a scientific method to what's being done. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's kind of get into the breakdown of Kawak. And as I'm just explaining this shit, you know, just ask me questions that you feel like they would want to ask. You see what I'm saying? And I'll stop and I'll chop it up and I'll get to whatever the fuck needs to be gotten to. All right. So, like I said, Kawak. See, I know you niggas better be taking fucking notes.
Oh my God.
Fucking notes. Damn it, notes. You see me, notes. All right. Kawak, C-A-U-A-C. It's a little palindrome. It's the same way backwards and forwards. You see this? This is that quantum shit. This is quantum shit. It's the same way forward and backwards. That's quantum. Non-linear. You see what I'm saying? You already know what we're trying to deal with this winter solstice just by the name of this nigga. You see what I'm saying? X marks the spot. Planet X? I don't know. Maybe it could be. Who knows? All right. So we're dealing with Kawak. All right. The common Mayan usage for Kawak is storm, fire, or rain. All right. The qualities that are associated with the energy of Kawak are that of final surrender, purification, transformation, reunion, activation of the light body. That sounds interesting. Activate the light body, get clutch. What happened? Okay, that was wild as shit. Yo, hey yo, let it be known niggas don't fuck with this shit here. Niggas is all right. It's lit. It's lit. Just so y'all know, it's lit. All right. This winter solstice, it's about time niggas really get ready to like do the real shit. All right. As soon as I talk about activating the light body, you know what I'm saying? Niggas get cut out. It's shit. So the agents is watching, the agents is lurking. You know what I'm saying? Like you seen it. You do whatever the fuck you want with that. But like I said, activation of the light body. You already know, activating all them light seals. This is what it's about. I'm talking about them XMen powers. I told y'all already when I was on Twitter, yo, I'm trying to bring about the XMen powers. It's the apocalypse. They told you this already. Thor Ragnarok. They're telling you that it's the end of the world. It's the return of the great mother. You see what I'm saying? And it's about time you niggas start harnessing your power. Because what happened in Thor Ragnarok? That nigga lost his goddamn hammer. But what did he have to realize? What did his deceased father tell him about his weapons? They're just a channel for your power. You're the god of lightning, not the god of hammers.
Exactly.
You're the god of thunder.
And when he realized that shit,
boom, he was able to tap into a whole new level of the energy. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
He smashed the Hulk.
Buy me a new shovel and put these niggas in the dirt.
Like, he was about to really body the Hulk.
You see what I'm saying? That nigga was, and that's crazy. That nigga was really dead ass about to body the Hulk. This is the levels of energy that we're talking about here. They're telling you in the movies blatantly. You see what I'm saying?
You realize one time he's gotten as big as a planet? The fucking Hulk. He's about to body.
That nigga is crazy. Check this out. Now they're dropping Infinity Wars.
Oh, I'm so ready for that.
They're telling you what this game is about to turn into. So it's about time that you niggas start activating the light body. It's time you niggas start fucking with the thunder beings. Now, when we talk about the thunder beings, what we're talking about is those plasma beings. Y'all, oh shit. This is that next level shit y'all niggas probably might not know about. There are pure etheric, energetic beings that exist out here. You see what I'm saying? That are made up of pure plasma. That they don't have a corporeal form. They're made up of all the inert gases and all this shit. Yeah, there's beings like that exist out here. The thunder beings. You see what I'm saying? Probably the most primordial ancestors that are out here. They're related to the energy that we know as genies, the jinn. You see what I'm saying? What you might call the Nomo. You see what I'm saying? What you might call even a Tiamat. You see what I'm saying? And all those different forces. A Kali would be one of those beings. You see what I'm saying? Manifestations of the voidness, the blackness of space. You see what I'm saying? So these entities are coming through. You see what I'm saying? When lightning strikes, shit changes. We're talking about that. And mind you, the lightning path is the tree of life. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what it represents, because the energy on the tree of life, it descends in a lightning path form down the tree to hit earth and become the earth. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about the lightning path. We're talking about Jacob's ladder, right? From which he saw all types of beings ascending and descending from the heavens. We're talking about your genetic tree. We're talking about your genetic ladder, the DNA, and the activation of said lightning path back to your highest self. You see what I'm saying? This might be flying over some of you niggas' heads right now.
Just
But I'm gonna need you to understand this. I'm gonna need you to get this, because this is what we're dealing with this winter solstice. All right. Initiation by fire. Initiation by fire. What does that mean? This is the alchemical fire of transmutation. This is where we burn away all of the impurities to reach the final perfected state. This is when the sun goes supernova. You see what I'm saying? When it sheds all of the outer layers to just compact itself back into its core. You see what I'm saying? Some stars supernova and they become like red dwarfs. Some stars supernova, they become neutron stars. Some stars supernova and they become black holes. You see what I'm saying? It's levels to this shit, right? But ultimately, it's a releasing, shedding process in order to get back to the core essence of self. You see what I'm saying? The initiation by fire, right? And the ecstasy of freedom. So these are all the qualities that are associated with Kawak. Now for the shadow wisdom that we're dealing with, energies that we're now bringing forward in order to integrate and heal, right? The shadow wisdom is denial, fear of the unknown, issues of addiction, strong feelings of despair or separation from source, judging your physical transformation process, feelings of futility and despair. All right. So fear of the unknown. You see what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of this magical awakening ascension process is being held back by the fact that everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to cross through the doorway of death for real. You see what I'm saying? Everyone wants to get to heaven, but no one wants to die. And this is a really old axiom to even bring up, but it's the truth. When are we going to say, yo, the shit that we've been trying to do isn't really working? We need to step somewhere that we haven't been. We need to take this shit somewhere that we haven't been before. We need to push this magic, this spiritual shit somewhere that it hasn't been before in order to create a real change in what's going on. Everyone seems to be comfortable trying to make this system work. Everyone seems to be comfortable trying to fix this system that has been instilled into the planet, knowing good and damn well that there's nothing wrong with the system. This is exactly how it was built to operate. You're trying to fix something that isn't actually broken, so now you look crazy. Yeah. So here's what I'm saying. Let's push this to somewhere where we haven't gone before. Let's take this shit to the final surrender point where we finally realize, yo, it's the spirit, it's the magic. This is the only way out at this time. It is only through becoming the gods that we keep idolizing is it that we're actually going to get anything done. We have to be the niggas that we look up to in all these damn XMen movies, because they're the ones with enough clout to actually make shit move. All right. Mm-hmm. What niggas don't understand is we're in the galactic cycle of the Kali Yuga. This is the Kali Yuga. This is not no time to be trying to fucking preserve shit. This is the time to be cutting heads off, slaying shit, and getting to destroying the system that is oppressing you. Niggas love to talk, but no one's putting forth the magic to actually do this shit. So this is why I put out the ritual. I want to get to the magic part. I want to get to the fun part. So let's activate all this shit. Let's bring it forward. Because what we really have to understand here is that the US population is less than 5% of the motherfucking planet. Mm-hmm. Which means that your conscious ass, your conscious ass, the one that's watching me talking about this high level advanced shit, is less than 1% of the planet. Mm-hmm. It's going to take some X-Men powers for us to actually do what the fuck we're talking about doing. So why we keep trying to play this human role, I don't understand, but I'm over it. If you share the same sentiment, drop the $5, get the ritual, join in. We're going hard. You see what I'm saying? These channels have been coming through, and it's about time. Saturn's about to go into Capricorn. It's about time that karma and justice is served. You see what I'm saying? There needs to be punishment. There needs to be retribution. That's how you balance out the scales. You new agey niggas and you love and light, I don't fuck with that. I'm an Old Testament nigga, an eye for an eye. If they say that leaves the whole world blind, no, that means you stop fucking with me because you know you might lose an eye. It's all fun and games till someone pokes an eye out.
It's all fun Fun games until someone loses a fucking eye.
Niggas don't understand the scales have to balance themselves. All this passive love and light shit is really hyper feminine, and that's not how Ma'at works. You see what I'm saying? That's not how justice and retribution works. You see what I'm saying? People do wrong things, quote unquote. People do bad things, quote unquote, and they receive their just punishment for it, whether that punishment be good or bad. You see what I'm saying? People do what they want to do, and they receive the actions of that. This is the laws of fucking science, right? Motherfucking every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This shit's normal. This is how the universe works. This is a clearing of the karma. So if you niggas are as sick of this quote unquote oppressive system as you say you are, then you should be on this magic, because they got the physical shit sewn up. They got you sewn up. They poisoned your air already. You're done. You breathe this shit every day. They chemtrail your shit every day. So there really is no way to beat them on a physical level, because they got that sewn up. But this magic though, this spirituality though, the quantum science that your ancestors were on and bending the universe with, that's what you need to be on. And it's about time that you finally surrender to the fact that it is the motherfucking magic that's going to get you out of here. None of this human shit is going to do it. None of your fucking human politics, none of your fucking human monetary systems, none of that shit. None of that shit. All that shit is just tools to an end. But ultimately, the real end is the destruction of this entire matrix that we live in. Y'all say y'all want to get past 3D, then someone has to be the one that's willing to destroy the 3D matrix. So either you're going to do it, or you're just going to be a passerby and you're going to get destroyed with the matrix. I would much rather you niggas get up and actually fight for something. You see what I'm saying? I'd much rather you niggas start really taking this magic serious and understand that you are the most splinter-celled minority that exists out here, because you're less than 1% of a even greater minority called America, the great alchemical melting pot, the fucking grand experiment that created the modern day nigga. You see what I'm saying? We're here now. We're the ones talking about all this fly ass magical shit. Let's get to the fucking point though. We need to get over the fear of the unknown. All these feelings of despair and shit. Niggas really think that like somehow like this illusion has more power than they do, and that's just not the fucking case.
The actors who forgot they're acting in a play.
This is just a hologram. It's an illusion. Message is type tough, but like you niggas gotta understand like what we're going into. This is Saturn and Capricorn time. I told you niggas, this is hunting season. Pluto is in fucking Capricorn right now. Saturn is jumping into this shit literally within the next 12 hours, the next 36 hours. Saturn is going into Capricorn. And I'm telling you niggas, this shit's not a game. Y'all just saw that net neutrality shit drop. Don't let them fool you. Do not let them fool you. Just because they make it seem all nice and whatever the fuck on the surface, understand that when they write these bills into law and shit, there's about 1,000 extra pages in that shit that you don't get to hear about, that you don't get to read, that includes all the crazy shit that they're about to do. Trust me when I say it. All that tax code shit, that, hey, well, all right, matter of fact, let me bring it to this. If net neutrality just disappeared, why is Bitcoin now the #1 topic on everybody's fucking mouth? They're about to shut down the internet. What are you talking about? You niggas are about to get schemed. You niggas are about to get schemed on crazy levels. This is what I'm saying. If they're about to really shut down the internet the way they pretty much claim that they're about to, it means that they've reached their end game. Yeah. They've gathered enough information.
They know what they need to know.
They know what they need to know. So this is the time where niggas get serious. Thor Ragnarok, X-Men Apocalypse, the Infinity Wars. They are telling you that now is the time, nigga. If you don't know you on code right now, too bad for you, because we just told you in the movie. You saw Black Panther get his ass up and start fighting for the freedom of Wakanda. You saw it, nigga. We told you. So this is all I'm saying. It's time to get on the wave. Stop being afraid of the unknown. It's time to tap into these powers. It's time to really awaken this shit. All you 144,000 head ass niggas need to get the fuck up. Get up and let's start doing things. I need to see a pole shift. I need to see niggas with X-Men powers. I'm dead ass. Where are the melanin mutants? You know what I'm saying? Where are the niggas with invisibility? Who's waking up with wings? This is the energy that I'm trying to take into the winter solstice. So, oh, the color for Cowalk is royal purple. So shout outs to Prince. Shout outs to Prince. Cause I ain't gonna let them, they ain't gonna stop my elevator. I know that. They is not gonna stop my elevator. You niggas already know that. You see what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Like G shit. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Word to Prince. It's about time that niggas actually like step beyond this bullshit paradigm and really start doing shit. So here's the shadow transformation. Step free from denying and judging your experience. Access your essence self to carry you through the intense feelings that accompany profound growth. Turn your transformation over to spirit. Turn your transformation over to spirit, surrendering all that perpetuates the illusion of separation. This winter solstice is the reattaching of your primal umbilical cord. This is where your mother fully shows her power inside of you. This is what I'm talking about. Melanin comes from the mitochondrial DNA from your mother. It's all from mama. Everything's from mama. Everything. So this is when niggas need to get back into the XMen, because doesn't a double X chromosome equal a woman? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So when we talk about the XMen, we're talking about the niggas that have tapped into the powers innate within the divine feminine sphere, the yin sphere, the internal realms. They tap into their internal powers. They don't need external tools to get this shit done. Unlike some, you know, white Anglo-Saxon patriarchal ass niggas that you know out here, you know, with their quantum computers. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That one, you know, every time they let these quantum computers talk to one another, these motherfuckers start plotting to take over the whole world and kill all humans. So niggas start making up their own language so that way no one can understand the plans they're making. So, you know, this is what they're fucking with now. These niggas have figured out how to tap into different timelines and bend timelines, this whole Mandela effect shit. You don't understand. They're terrified of what you're about to become. They are scared and they're trying their hardest to keep this shit normal. Your less than 1% of the planet head ass is scaring these boys into manipulating timelines and shit. Mm-hmm. You're less than 1% ass of the planet, right? Is scaring these boys enough to fuck with quantum forces that they don't even understand. They're creating artificial intelligence that they can't control just to fuck with you. They poison the air, the water, the food just to fuck with you, just to stop you. So this is when we have to understand that we are God. And the only way that this shit's really going to happen is by surrendering to spirit, turning the transformation over to spirit. Because honestly, everything else is just perpetuating the illusion. All that other shit is false and it's garbage now. It's garbage now. The harmonic wisdom for Cowalk is freedom. Do you niggas really want to be liberated? Like, this is an exodus, a movement of Jah's people. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we need to be out in the wilderness dropping staffs and turning them into serpents and shit. We need to be talking to burning bushes. Like, this is the time when the magical shit really needs to go down. We need to spend 40 days and 40 nights in the motherfucking wilderness, really gathering our power, talking to God and bringing back to the people the new commandments. Like, this shit needs to happen now. Like, I don't know if you niggas really feel this way, but if you do, trust me, buy that ritual. If you've already bought the ritual, then you already understand exactly what we're going for and exactly where, because all of it's detailed in the ritual. All of it's coded right in the ritual. So definitely go get that. Definitely check that out. We also have a giveaway going on, just to mention that really quick. All the information is in the description. We're going to be picking 2 winners. You see what I'm saying? You get to pick between a couple different things. You know what I'm saying? There's options. Maybe a free reading, free sprays and shit. You know what I'm saying? They get the free spray. Oh, they get the free spray automatically?
You get to choose one of the sprays, and you get to choose one of the readings.
Oh, all right. See, boom. 1 spray, 1 reading, all free. You see what I'm saying? Definitely check that out. All the information is in the description. You see what I'm saying? Along with the link to the ritual PowerPoint. So definitely there. After that commercial, back to the wave. All right. So I definitely want to go a little bit deeper into the deeper aspects of Kawak before I give out the meditation and the affirmation that relate to Kawak that you guys can use during the winter solstice as a part of your ritual. If you don't want to buy the shits and you just want to, you know what I'm saying, do your own thing and tap into the energy yet and still. You see what I'm saying? We're going to give out the meditation and the affirmation that you can do in regards to that. All right. So in receiving Kawak, you are entering into a time of profound quickening and transformation. This is the final surrender of the ego into essence and the arms of the divine self. The final surrender of the ego. What's your ego? All this shit that they're distracting with, all this conscious mind shit. It's time to tap into the subconscious powers now. It's time to do what Lucy did in that damn movie. You see what I'm saying? It's time to really start embodying God. That's what it looks like. When the drug first started activating in her body, she started going crazy. That was a quickening. You see what I'm saying? That whole physical process was wild. Kawak tells you not to judge your physical process. You see what I'm saying? She was really going through it, floating up on the ceiling and all type of crazy shit. You see what I'm saying? Boom. But then when she came back, clear, focused, ready to move, had a bullet in her fucking arm, dug that shit out, no pain. Yo, all she wanted to do was eat. Yo, this is what I'm talking about. Having that profound quickening where it's like you step into the fullness of your power and your ego is completely removed. Trust me, the ego is the ultimate limitation because it honestly stops you from doing the things that you need to do. She looked at that nigga's fucking x-ray scans, got that fucking gown, shot that nigga in the chest. Why? She was like, you couldn't save him anyways. That nigga was long dead a while ago. Ego is what would have stopped you and been like, oh fuck, I guess I can't figure out what the fuck is going on with me right now. She said, fuck that. This nigga's already dead. Boom. Get out the way. I need to do this. This is what I need to do. I don't feel any way about it. This is just what has to happen because that nigga's already gonna die anyways. You can't save him. Ego does not concern itself with any of the, the soul does not concern itself with any of this mundane shit that you niggas care so much about. Physical. Right? That's why Kali comes back and she's so willing to cut off a head because she understands that when I cut off your head, I can truly remind you of who you are, which is what you said you wanted in the first place, to be reminded of who you are. And the only way to be reminded is through death. You have to walk through that doorway. That's why Christ has to die before he resurrects. It's just the storyline. You know what? Every time in a movie, before someone dies, their whole life flashes before their eyes. That's the best way to really see who you are. Everything just plays right before you. So this is that final surrender of the ego into essence, that final death, that ego death that allows you to truly embody God, that allows you to tap into the higher functioning of your brain, which includes all the crazy shit you saw in Lucy. All that shit was dead accurate. Don't let them fool you. When she got to 100%, what happened to her? Her skin turned black. That is the voidness of space. They talk about that all the time in the tantric mysteries. They talk about the voidness of space manifests itself as black skin. That's why Kali is black. That's why Shiva's the color he is. They talk about it all the time. The voidness of space manifests itself as the color black on the skin, which is melanin. We have a PDF in the tantric PDF list that talks about in great detail about Kali and that aspect of it. Oh, within the 10 Mahavadaya regards? Yeah. Yep. The 10 Mahavadayas are definitely understand the 10 forms of the dark goddess that are coming back to ultimately get shit together and get you niggas in line. Saturn with Lilith and Pluto. This is all right. You niggas already know this is the darkest Saturn you've ever seen. You see what I'm saying? So this is the return of the unconscious self, the subconscious self, the soul, the hidden sun, the light that was unseen, the shadow. You see what I'm saying? All that energy is now going to move itself into the forefront. And light, the ego, the conscious mind is going to become the shadow. You see what I'm saying? It's just going to be the vehicle through which this great and massive subconscious force is now operating through. You see what I'm saying? I want y'all to keep that in mind. Have you come to the edge of what you have known yourself to be? Kawak beckons you to step into the fire that changes every level of your being, even the underlying structure of your life. Every level of your being on every chakra. In the Revelations, doesn't it say that God breaks 7 seals and those release different? So if we stepping into the 8th chakra right now, what do you think we're doing here? This means the breaking of the 7th seal to get into the 8th. You see what I'm saying? They're all talking about opening up these different chakras and unlocking them on a higher level. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much what we're trying to bring about here is an unlocking of the entire energetic system. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to bring down, to awaken these powers and bring them back into the forefront of your mind. So now telepathy is just something you do naturally. Fucking telekinesis, boom, you just wake up with that shit. Oh shit, I'm moving stuff on my mind. It's gonna start off real little, real subtle, but then it's trust me, if you've been doing the work, like most of you niggas say you've been doing the work, trust me, it's gonna start off on some levels and it's gonna progress really fast. You're gonna end up mastering the shit by the time spring comes around. It's gonna be moving shit with your mind, doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to send messages across the country to your best friend. You see what I'm saying? Might even be able to go invisible, teleport a little bit. I don't know. Pyrokinesis. Who knows? Niggas could end up doing wild shit. I'm just opening up these possibilities to you because we don't know what's really coming about, because the ego restricts even our understanding of what's really about to happen. It wants to keep us in the safe, practical understanding of it. So even now I'm trying to be like all like careful about how I word it because I don't want to say nothing too wild. You see what I'm saying? And end up niggas being like, oh, well, I ain't getting no powers and that's ego. That's the worry part of it. Whereas my subconscious mind is like, nigga, y'all about to wake up and do some wild shit. Honestly, y'all about to wake up on some Spider-Man shit. Y'all about to wake up on some fucking Voltron shit. Just all of that.
Most people don't realize what their powers are. Like, just like people don't realize whenever they go to sleep and they have a dream, they're in the astrals. Sometimes you don't realize truly what your powers are. Perfect situation. I know someone, every time they cry, it rains. That's a power. You control the weather.
Boom.
But you have to notice, you have to pay attention, you have to just shut the fuck up and observe.
Word.
Let nature teach you.
Step into the unknown, your metamorphosis has begun. That caterpillar enters into the cocoon and dies. Does a caterpillar come out of the cocoon? Nope. What comes out of the cocoon? A butterfly, a completely different creature. A completely different being. It sacrifices its old self, the ego, in order to come into life as this new creature, this new being. You see what I'm saying? It sheds itself of this earth. Mind you, while it's in that ego form, all it can do is consume. It eats, it eats, it eats, it eats, it eats. And then it finally mummifies itself, only to be transformed in the dawn of a new light. This is what we're talking about here. This is that final surrender where you finally mummify yourself and let go of all that human shit that you were in order to break down and really shed all your outer layers to become that core essence. You see what I'm saying? The purification by fire. Kawak helps you move from apparent separation into reunion. You are at a crossroads. You are in the midst of a personal revolution, clearing old patterns, past experiences, judgments, memories, and expectations. You are being purified and quickened into your light body, activated for rebirth and entering into unity consciousness. They're talking about the 5th dimension. They're talking about activating the Merkabah, the chariot of God, the morphogenetic field, as they like to call it. It's your personal mothership. Merkabah. It's literally the mother's spirit and soul. Mer, dealing with the waters, the mother, mermaid, maritime, the marines, Mars, Mary, you see what I'm saying? Mer, Ka being the spirit, Ba being the soul. It's the spirit and the soul of the mother. It is the womb, the protective enclosure, the psychic enclosure that can carry you through the void into the stars. Literally into the stars, because stars are stargates. That's how you travel the universe. And your Merkabah as your personal light ship through the universe, the chariot of God. This is just, don't ask me where to find Merkabah. Go look it up. Go figure it out. You'll get there. Trust me when I say it, you will get there. Just keep studying. It's a star tetrahedron. That's what the Merkabah is. All you have to do, meditate and visualize yourself inside of a purple. Kawak's color is purple, right? That royal purple. A purple star tetrahedron. Imagine that shit. Imagine yourself floating through space on one of those. That's how you tap into this shit. Just as simple as that. That's all you have to do. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You don't even got to do all the extra ritual shit. All the extra ritual shit is just so you can really tap into this energy on an even deeper, more profound level and have your quickening be a little quicker. You see what I'm saying? That's all we're doing on that level. But you're in the midst of that personal revolution. Really understand that you are being purified and quickened into your light body, activated for rebirth and entering unity consciousness. Rebirth. Rebirth. The second birth. The birth by spirit. There's a birth by water, and then there's a birth by spirit.
Yes.
You niggas got to start understanding that the Bible is an alchemical text. I cracked open a little page to Revelations, and this shit was crazy because I was like, yo, son, this is pure Egyptian shit. This is pure Kemetic shit. I read this shit all the time. This is pure Kemetic shit. Matter of fact.
Is it still open?
I'll find it. I bet I find it. Shit upside down. I bet I find it. That shit was just too profound to me. Huh? Yeah, I'll take this. Boom, here we go. And this is the words of Christ. Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am he who lives and was dead. And behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. My nigga, if this don't sound like a hymn to Osiris, Asar, I don't know what the fuck this is. Amen, Amen Ra. That nigga literally told, that wasn't Amen as in closing a prayer. He was telling you his name, Amen Ra. And I have the keys of Hades and of death. Wait, didn't Jehovah say he's only a God of the living? How is Christ now telling you got the keys to Hades? That means he's a God of death. Yeah, that's a part of the story. He goes through. So whose son is he? Oh, okay. Now we really getting into
whose son is
whose son is he?
Who's the father?
Whose son is this nigga? Because Jehovah definitely specifically states, but you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the tree of death, and I don't fuck with you no more. He definitely said that. Niggas got kicked all out the garden for that one. This nigga just said, what does it say? And I have the keys of Hades and of death. That's the underworld. What? That nigga don't fuck with that. So who's this Christ nigga that come back? Who's this God of the underworld? Oh, okay. Write the things which you have seen, and the things which are, and the things which will take place after this. The mystery of the 7 stars which you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands which you saw are the 7 churches. On one level, those 7 churches are the 7 chakras, the 7 light seals. The 7 stars relate to the Pleiades, the seven sisters, the 7 Hathors. Het Herus. You see what I'm saying? All them boys. You see what I'm saying? It's all that. There's a 7-fold nature to reality. You have to understand that in order to really break through the matrix. You see what I'm saying? This is how you get into the 8th. Oh shit. This is how you get into the 8th chakra, by understanding the 7-fold matrix of reality. But that's light shit. Y'all can do that research on your own time. Kawak prepares you to go through an apparently insurmountable wall. You niggas right now are listening to this and be like, yo, this nigga has to be crazy. What the fuck is he talking about? Manifesting superpowers and shit. That shit sound impossible. That shit don't even sound likely. Kawak is the energy that prepares you to go through and actually do that insurmountable shit that y'all be talking about. I'm literally, as I'm telling you this crazy shit, the energy that's presenting itself is also saying, yo, we about to help you get it done.
But you know, crazy shit that has always been speculated is
now coming true.
So the Pentagon statement saying that the UFO program that the senator was talking about, that was a conspiracy, was real this whole time.
So now they're pretty much admitting to you. You know what they're going to admit next? Dawg, we've been in contact with aliens this whole time. Why do you think they've been prepping you and priming you with all these goddamn, we discovered this new planet and that new planet, and we discovered about 5 new planets over there, and they orbit a star that's crazy. This star crazy, that star. Black holes is fusing in space and shit. My nigga, they're gearing you up.
Yeah.
for the cosmic. They're
So,
gearing you up for the
yeah,
Infinity Wars.
They have to like spoon feed you so that it's not
You don't,
shock.
so that way you don't go crazy. So that way there's not a fracture in your psyche. That's what they're trying to avoid. Right now, you're literally, this society is teetering on the border of pure insanity. Teetering, like right there on the, any little thing could push. So they know they have to spoon feed you niggas. They have to show it to you in the movies. They have to talk about it in the news. They have to compartmentalize all of it. You see what I'm saying? NASA says this, the movies do this, the TV does this, the radio does this, the fashion industry does this. It's all compartmentalized, but it's all gearing you up for one grand picture, one grand deception, one grand illusion. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. But Kawak's the one who's going to prepare you to go through these insurmountable walls that you niggas seem to think really hold weight over your life. And the intense feelings around this wall provide the very fuel that will propel you through it. All that fear, all the anger that you feel at this system, all that shit, all this shit is going to be purged from you. And that's what's going to be the rocket fuel that blasts you over the wall. Team Rocket is blasting off again, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
These feelings are the access to your hidden power and potential. Be purified by the cleansing rain and transmuting lightning of Kawak. Didn't they say that life started as a primordial sludge and then this lightning bolt hit the shit and then life generated? They're telling you the power of this lightning shit as the inseminating force. Jupiter, Zeus, the father of the gods, they're talking about the inseminating force of the universe. The force that impregnates you with that new life energy. That's why it's the rebirth. But you niggas will feel it. You niggas will feel it when you actually tap into this energy and do what the fuck I be telling y'all to do. Feel the embrace of the thunder beings. Discover the freedom of the true adventurer, the freed actor who can play any part at any moment without attachment. Without attachment. That's what you niggas are talking about, this non-attachment, because this is an illusion. This is a matrix. It's all about not getting attached, doing what you need to do and not forming any unnecessary bonds or bondages to this realm, right? That's exactly what you saw in Lucy. The minute she knew that nigga was, the minute she could see that this nigga was gonna die, mind you, her brain was functioning at a much higher capacity. So she was able to see, oh, this nigga's dead. Boop, boop. No attachment. What the fuck, he was gonna die anyways? Why do I care? You see what I'm saying? Let's get him off the table. Tell me what the fuck is going on in me right now. It's a little bit more pressing than the nigga that you were about to operate on and kill anyways.
Yeah.
No attachment. Just didn't. She didn't see her actions as good or bad. It's just the shit that's necessary for me to figure out something a little bit higher, because I'm about to tap into parts of my brain that no human has ever gone to, and I need to find a way to preserve this information and do something with it.
Give it to the black guy.
Get Morgan Freeman, the nigga who also played God in Bruce Almighty. I guess we know what he did with that computer chip. The fuck? I guess we know what he did with that computer chip. And mind you, they were in that white room. Didn't in Bruce Almighty he get pulled to that white room with Morgan Freeman? Oh, okay. You see how it all connects. It all connects. It's just you niggas don't want to see the web that they're weaving. But trust me, this is how they do rituals. They make sure that all these energies connect because it makes the ritual stronger overall when you cross all these different streams of energy. But that freed actor that can play any role at any moment. Who the fuck? What? You're playing a role of human right now. This is just a fucking disguise you put on. You're actually this immense creative force called the soul. You see what I'm saying? You're actually this grand divine. Your higher self is actually your real self. Your lower self is the false you. The manifested entity, the vehicle. It's only supposed to be a vehicle. You niggas are now letting the GPS tell you what life is.
Don't do that.
You niggas are letting the GPS in your car tell you what life is. And you niggas really buy into it. You niggas wholeheartedly buy into it. It's about time we stop buying into that. You have to understand that you can get out of this car and into another car. You can upgrade. You can trade in that Honda and get you a Ferrari, especially right now. This is when the gifts are given.
Yeah.
Santa Claus comes down the chimney. The chimney is just a representation of the spinal column, the Kundalini force. Why do you think Santa Claus is red, Kundalini? The red and the white, that's the alchemical red and white, the fusion of the masculine and the feminine energies.
when I think of Kundalini, I also think of the heart space.
I got on my red and white.
I think of the heart, the energy from your heart is what ignites the Kundalini.
Mm-hmm.
Red and green.
Wow, the mistletoe. You got to drop that kiss, that love aspect. Wow, you're right. You're right. Oh, matter of fact. Oh shit.
It's there. The Christmas scents are there. The scents for Cowlock are
The scents for Cowlock. Deep this shit goes. The scents that are associated with the energy of Cowlock: mistletoe, frankincense, myrrh. Didn't the three wise men bring frankincense and myrrh to baby Jesus? The mistletoe during the Christmas times? Seems like I got a real nice one here today. Seems like you might want to fuck with this today. All right. Oh, while we're at this, the different stones that are associated with the energy of Cowlock. If you have these crystals, if you can go out and get these crystals, you see what I'm saying? I would definitely suggest you do that. Draw this energy in, have it around you, have it on you, on your person. Put it in your water, most definitely. Sleep with it, shower with it, all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Put it in your mouth and just hold it in your mouth and talk. You see what I'm saying? Just live life. Sugalite, purple fluorite, tanzanite, and ametrine and amethyst. All right. Sugalite, purple fluorite, tanzanite, ametrine, amethyst. Fuck with all of those. They'll bring in the energy for you, hold this frequency for you. You'll definitely be lit. Frankincense, incense, myrrh incense. You see what I'm saying? If you can actually get you some mistletoe, get you some mistletoe.
It's available.
It's definitely available. Go get that shit. You see what I'm saying? Trust your essence self to offer you this freedom. You have to trust your soul. You have to be the one that's willing to surrender into the arms of that entity. Because honestly, you're scared of what goes bump in the night. But that's where your soul is a hidden sun. It lives in the dark. So you're scared of what goes bump in the night. You're scared of yourself. You're scared of your soul. You gotta face that fear. Didn't Quavo say you gotta face all your fears to get at me? You gotta face all of your fears to get at me. That nigga's a Scorpio moon. Let that be known. That nigga's telling you about the soul. I do believe so. You gotta face all of your fears to get at me.
I'm a Scorpio moon.
That's the soul talking to you. It's in the
I did not know you had a Scorpio soul.
Through Cowlock, allow yourself to become a master player in the great glass bead game. It's a virtual reality game. That's all this shit is. It's an RPG. It's a divine RPG. It's an Akashic arcade. You pick your character, you pick your player. That nigga has a certain set number of powers that you can use. It's up to you to master those powers as you travel through the game. And this is where you get one of the first and most potent power-ups that really allows you to start fucking with the higher levels of this game. This is when Kratos and God of War gets those swords. And this is when shit gets real. Because now we can fight gods.
It's a good ass game.
It's a good ass game. It's the great analogy to explain all of this shit.
References.
An amazing game.
How they portrayed Medusa was iconic.
Fire.
That bitch was scary.
Go over a little bit of the shadow wisdom for Cowlock so we have a full understanding of both sides of this, all right? Do you feel insecure about taking risks? This is a risk. Do you feel insecure about claiming all your powers and really dealing with your soul on that face-to-face level? Because the face of God is monstrous and you will die when you see it.
You know what? The fucking star glyph for today is Akbal. The combination is Akbal and 7. And the Mayan's Alchemical, the Mayan's Alchemical that we were talking about earlier. For today, that's where the calendar is positioned. And Akbal is the darkness, your primordial.
The looks within place where the receptivity, the internal womb of self, the yin realm, the internal realm.
This is definitely the perfect time for that.
And number 7 is mystical power. So you have to go within yourself to gain the mystical power. You have to really surrender and be purified by the fire, the holy fire of transmutation, in order to attain the mystical power.
And now's the perfect time.
To attain that.
We're still soaking up that fiery new moon we had, that new Sagittarius moon. That energy is still potent. That's fire.
Boom.
Fire.
Mind you, Gemini, the Gemini full moon. Gemini is the twins, right? Red and blue, the twin Kachinas, red and blue, purple like Prince.
Oh, the Kachinas.
Oh, the Kachinas. And mind you, now that we're using that Mayan oracle, the Kachinas are that final surrender, that final purification before you reach the golden state of consciousness. The red and the blue, the purple, like Prince. This is why it's the purple flood. You niggas don't understand. Do you feel insecure about taking risks? You got to face all your fears to get at me. Are you uncertain about making choices? Have you hit a growth edge or an invisible wall? Perhaps you have been experiencing intense feelings or unidentified anxieties, or undefined anxieties, I should say. For you are now in the crucible of accelerated evolution, shift that is occurring. Every level of your being is transforming. You may be concerned about your physical process and health. Remember to care for yourself. This is why they've been telling niggas to relax and be easy and just chill and cool it, because they're trying to rewire the system. Why niggas sedate you during surgery, because they don't need you moving around and flinching and fuck around and cut an artery.
Even when they just pull your teeth. They
gotta sedate you. You see what I'm saying? They gotta numb you out so that way they can do all the work they need to do uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Right? Remember to care for yourself. The intensity you feel is the quickening and purification of this time of Kawak. All right? It's the quickening and the purification that's going to bring about a lot of these different advanced ascension symptoms. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. Let it all be purged. Just ride the wave. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We even saw it with our homeboy Jaguar. You see what I'm saying? He was coughing up all that mucus and shit. I'm like, yo, that's a part of the wave. Like, you're purging all that different negative energy from out of your body, so that way you can attain that next level of consciousness.
Especially if you have a lot of earth, or if you are earth sign, you're gonna feel it. You're
gonna feel it a lot in your body. It's definitely gonna ground down a lot more.
Physical.
The fire and water signs are definitely gonna feel this a lot, because Kawak represents that purification by both water and fire. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like they're gonna feel it more.
More on more on an emotional more on an emotional level. The water is just gonna get deeper and the fire is just gonna get hotter. You see what I'm saying?
So a lot of steam.
A lot of steam going on, which is definitely gonna make the air a little thicker. You see what I'm saying? So the air signs are gonna get a little bit of this. Well, not a little bit. They're definitely gonna feel the effects of this as well. There's gonna be a full thing. You can already see how all of this is gonna really affect every sign. Everybody gonna get it. The wisdom offered in the shadow of Kawak is found in embracing the teachings of your life experience. Kawak brings up core issues and cleans hidden corners, revealing any separation from source. At times, life may seem unbearably intense or difficult, and you may even desire to escape the reality of this world. This in turn can create denial and addictive patterns, which only intensifies the process. In this shadow are found addictions of all kinds to substances, fear, sex, self-doubt, material comforts, relationships, work, and others. In the shadow of Kawak, you may even experience the feelings of despair and the desire to give up. Be encouraged. You are on the frontier of the unknown. You are in the process of transformation, discovering yourself as new sacred ground. Your feelings are magnified so that you will address them and use this energy to create the ecstasy of freedom, break through the barriers to union. The totality of this transformation challenges everything in your reality, which includes the dumbass matrix that you niggas keep trying to support, when knowing good and damn well it's not going to do anything good for you. It's not designed to do anything good for you. As a aboriginal, indigenous, melanated being on the goddamn planet, or as anyone else on the goddamn planet, it's just not doing anything for you. The system that they've set up, this white Anglo-Saxon patriarchal system, is not going to do anything good for you. So understand that this energy of Kawak is going to challenge that. And the paradigm of reality that they've given you, which includes the reality that magic is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Magic is not mumbo jumbo. It is advanced quantum physics and the applied use of advanced quantum physics to bend reality. And they were on this shit hard.
And I hate when science tries to discredit the science of our ancestors when they were closer to source than we were. They're closer to the beginning of the story than we are.
You can't build a pyramid using no goddamn cranes and none of that shit, which means the ancestors were on some next level shit. Those are 100-ton blocks.
Yeah.
If you ain't doing no quantum physicsy shit to make that work, I don't know how you doing it.
Said that the pyramids were built from the top down.
Which means that them shits were manifested through pure thought. Which then, but then that's the story. They said Tahuti, Thoth, built the pyramids himself. Divine intelligence, the thought. They all congregated and used the... Anyway, there's a lot of codes just flying around in this video.
You know,
niggas is gonna hear this and they might...
you know who you are.
You know who you are. The people that we're talking to, you know who you are, and you feel this. You feel this, and you feel this wholeheartedly. And trust me, we've already been talking in dreams. This is just to let your conscious mind know what the motherfucking deal is. We've already been having... Shout outs to everybody in the etheric school. Shout outs to all y'all.
To the real initiates. Shout outs to you.
Kawak, you may even experience the feelings of despair and the desire to give up. Be encouraged. You are on the frontier of the unknown. You are in the process of transformation. Discovering yourself is new sacred ground. Your feelings are magnified so that you will address them and use this energy to create the ecstasy of freedom. Break through the barriers to union. The totality of this transformation challenges everything in your reality. Surrender all that perpetuates the illusion of separation. This reality perpetuates the illusion of separation from source. The illusion that somehow you cannot affect the universe around you through just the pure power of your mind, knowing good and damn well that the Emerald Tablets and the Kabbalion, both written by Tahuti, state that the universe is mental, the all is mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That illusion that you can't affect this universe with your thoughts is about to fly out the window. The illusion that your mind, not the intellect, the mind is not your intellect. Let me say this again. The mind is not your intellect. The true knowing is the heart. So your real mind is in your heart. The intellect is just a child of the heart, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? The brain and the hologram that the brain creates is just a child of the heart. It's birthed from the heart. That's why the ancestors said, in the duat, all the monsters you deal with are just projections of your own heart, because the illusionary matrix that the brain creates stems from the heart. Check out the stages of fetal development and you'll see it. I don't gotta prove that to you.
Just Google it.
Just Google it. We don't even gotta talk about that. Just check out the stages of fetal development. Cast these things into the fire of Kawak. All this illusory shit, all this white Anglo-Saxon patriarchy that runs the planet, all this death and destruction, all this crazy shit, all this human things that you think you are, all this 9 to 5, all that, surrender all that shit. And if you can't surrender all that shit, then this path isn't for you. Go back to doing what you were doing before.
What were you doing in 2009?
What were you doing in 2009? What were you doing before 2012? Go back to doing that, because that's truly what you should be doing. That's your shit. That's who you really are. You see what I'm saying? We done seen niggas switch up and turn all the way around and go right back to white Jesus on the TL. After being tantric goddesses and all that crazy shit, they done turned completely the fuck back around and went back to Jesus. So y'all see what I told y'all back in fucking August, that niggas was going down and go right back to sleep. I told you this.
And they're big people too. No
niggas that had all thousands of followers and shit is out here just, oh yeah, nah. Doreen Virtue created a whole angel card system and then said, fuck that. I fuck with white Jesus again.
That was the biggest gotcha, I think. That was the biggest troll of 2017.
The biggest troll of 2017. All right, but ultimately, your true essence needs to rise up from the ashes. This is the Phoenix mode. Like I said, the sun reaches its lowest point in this time period, and it also starts its rise back up into the full life of spring, or the rebirth of spring. So this is a great and profound time period to tap into different gateways.
Gateways are the key.
Gateways are the key.
Your
portholes
chakras are gateways.
Each one of your chakras are gateways. All 7 of those chakras are gateways that to access different realms. Start doing it. Start doing it. Matter of fact, focus on this purple energy. Let's open up that 8th one.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And really attain burst through your crown chakra and keep going. There's more. Trust me, there's more. All right. So let's talk about number 7, mystical power, and bring this here thing to a close. All right. So number 7, mystical power, as you can see,
that's at 5.
The dash is a 5, right? That represents the foundation, right? And then the 2 dots of polarity, all right? So the qualities of 7 are mystical alignment of the chakras, mystical alignment of the stars, you know what I'm saying? Self-acceptance, truly accepting yourself for what you truly are, not this human thing you are, but the entire soul being that you are, that monster, the moon star, the hidden light, the light that shines in the night. You see what I'm saying? Accepting yourself as that being and tapping into that power and allowing it to flow through you, right? Technician of the sacred. Technician of the that means you're getting technical with it. You really digging into the nuts and bolts, the hands-on. That means you're coding your reality.
It's physical. It's real.
You gotta. This is where we start really tapping into and touching, really dealing with these energies. Your genetic coding. You now have to become a technician of your own genetic code, right? The direct connection with source. Didn't Kawak talk about the fear of separation? And now mystical power is coming about, talk about the direct connection with source. Boom. This is what the winter solstice is here to heal. Like I said, the alchemical, cosmic, and quantum reattachment of your umbilical cord. Key.
That's
major
where all your
key.
Nutrition comes from.
That's how can the mother feed you if they cut the umbilical cord? That's how your mother sustains you as you're gestating into the new being to be rebirthed. This is the reconnection of your umbilical. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I just realized one time? I was watching a documentary on Discovered Health, and there was a baby outside of the sac.
Oh, an ectopic pregnancy, where they're born out, like where the fetus develops outside the womb.
Yeah. And scientists are still baffled by it because, again, this being is alive, but it's not connected to the Great Mother. No tea, no shade. That makes me think of white people, and not just white people. You know, it's just white people. But they are born.
That's facts.
Outside.
That's facts. Like I said, melanin comes from mama. That's a part of the mitochondrial DNA. Tyrosine. You niggas can go research melanin. I don't even. I'm not really arguing with you niggas about this shit. I'm just telling you what the truth is. You see what I'm saying? The mitochondrial DNA, tyrosine. You know what I'm saying? You need to look at all of this. You will learn where melanin comes from.
The proof is there.
The proof is there. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta go look at it and accept it. You see what I'm saying? So understand that the mystical power is the melanin. Because mind you, the very next quality of number 7 is emptiness. Didn't we say the voidness of space manifests as the color black on the skin? That's why Kali manifests as black. That's why Mahakala, Shiva manifests as black. The emptiness of space, the voidness of space manifests as blackness on the skin. The chem of alchemy. The alchemy, chem means blackness. Al is the same as El, as in Gabriel, Mikael. It means the power of something. El means power. Al means power. So the power of blackness. The alchemy is black power. Alchemy is literally alchemy is literally black power.
I'm ultimately getting to when I talk about the story of that baby that was born outside of the womb is black.
the melanin, that which the
Melanin.
human, that's what we're talking about, the activation of the melanin and all of its components in order to bring you to your highest level. Some niggas' melanin just functions at a greater level. That's all it is.
And melanin isn't just the shit on your skin.
It's not just that, because there's the neuromelanin, which is actually more important, because Kawak does deal with the electromagnetic tuning of the circulatory system and the nervous system. It rewires all of your circuitry. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep that in mind, that the neuromelanin is more important than anything else. But the skin melanin is a reflection of said neuromelanin.
That's why I said it's not just, white people as a whole, because there's white people who are melanated souls.
They have brown hair and brown eyes. They have melanin. You see what I'm saying? They have your melanin, kind of, just not in the same levels of capacity, but not in the same density, I should say.
There's a lot of beings out here who
ain't got nothing.
Who will never be able to develop an umbilical cord because they were born.
There's some beings that got melanin that ain't gonna develop this umbilical cord. Let's keep it real funky. Ooh. Let's keep it real funky. There's some niggas that are connected to the Great Mother that even she don't want to connect to no more. So let's keep that in mind too. This conversation isn't a one-way street. This is all about the purification, which does mean the removal of the forces that are unnecessary.
Oh, so yeah, what all that does not serve the greater good will be purged.
Will be purged. That's why they showed you the purge. They gave you about 3 of them hoes because they wanted you to understand on a metaphysical level what's going on. So 7 is the ray of mystical power, the foundation of the individual self, freed within 2 points of polarity. Wasn't Prince androgynous? Mm-hmm. So he unified and integrated the male and female, masculine and feminine energies into one form. The foundation freed between 2 points of polarity. Okay. Your soul calls forth your ability to decode the hidden mysteries. Can you see through the matrix? Can you see into the code? Can you spot the agents? Can you spot the glitches? This is what's going to be important to unlocking your power, because that's how you're ultimately going to do it. By being able to tap into those subtle mysteries of not only the matrix outside of you, but the matrix within you. Claim your mystical wisdom by acknowledging your personal relationship to source. Your personal relationship to source. I remember when I was telling niggas during the Uranus retrograde, when that shit first came in, that this was all about individual power and your individual expression of power. How the soul has a common source. Everybody's soul comes from the same place, mama. But how you express that light is what individuates you or individualizes you as a son, a star of mama. That's facts. Do all stars shine the same? Are all stars the same? No. Do all stars end their life the same? No. Some stars become black holes. Some stars don't even supernova. Yeah. Some stars just shed their outer layers real slow, and then they just fizzle out and turn into a black dwarf. Some stars go all the way and turning into black holes. There's some stars that go far enough into turning into black holes big enough to form galaxies and all that crazy shit. Galactic central suns. Like the black like hole that. Sun. This is the levels we're talking about now, right? So it's all about understanding your personal relationship, your personal mythology, your personal path of purification back into your personal powers. That's why everybody has a different natal chart. Everybody has different shows. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has different superheroes that they really connect with. Start looking into those things. What elements are most predominant in your natal chart? What superheroes are you most drawn to? What animals do you most like? Different aspects of your individual power. They're all different clues and puzzle pieces and tools that help you remember who you are on the source level, right? Catalyze the mystical force of your 7 chakras. Catalyze the mystical force of the 7 chakras. We're condensing the 7 chakras into the 8th. You see, you got to catalyze them, though. You got to crystallize them, condense them into one, right? So catalyze the mystical force of your 7 chakras to propel you to the region of divine illumination within the yin realms. The internal realms, the subconscious realms, the feminine realms, not the realms of light. That's the external realms, the realms outside of you. Those are the realms of light. The realms of darkness are within you. So when we say journey into self, we're talking about journeying into the darkness. Akbal, in order to reach the final surrender and purification by fire, which is the purification by the soul. The soul is both notoriously linked to fire and water. That's why Pisces is associated with Jupiter and Neptune, fire and water energy, right? The consciousness of 7 puts theory to test, practical application of your mystical power. Well, shit, nigga, that's why we offer the whole ritual to you. Practical application of said mystical powers. So that way you can practically apply all of your other mystical powers into fucking up this system that you say you hate so much.
Turn waves into particles. Make it real. Do it.
Boom. It's all quantum theory, turning these waves into particles, turning particles into waves. As a technician of the sacred, you integrate the polarity of worlds into an operant foundation. Heaven and hell. The cosmic realm and the quantum realm now have to be integrated on Earth and in a operational foundational system. So that way we can truly operate as cosmic quantum computers. Or quantum cosmic computers, however you want to look at it. However, you know what I'm saying? There's lots of ways to take it. Androgyny. I like thinking about it both ways. We can go forward and backwards with it. All right?
Yeah.
You can wear the 7-pointed star. Oh shit, didn't I just read about the 7-pointed star in the Revelation thing that I was just reading? Boom. And wasn't that a hymn to Asar, the hidden god, the hidden sun, the dead sun god that's resurrected?
You can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up, bro. That was the 2nd chapter of Revelation.
No, yeah, just opened the book randomly. Just opened it.
Wear the 7-pointed star, symbol of the master artisan. Combine your feelings and intellect to transmute matter into mystical consciousness. So not only talking about turning waves into particles, but particles into waves yet again.
Shit you do down here, that's all your sigil magic work is.
All your sigil magic work, all your candle magic, all your motherfucking altar work, all your meditations.
We have a PDF list that has an amazing book in there about sigils. Get you some.
Oh, that's the rare and out of print on PDFs list. Definitely tap into that. Learn how to make these sigils. Learn how to do this candle magic. Learn how to build up your altar. This shit is all necessary now. This is how you're going to.
As you build up your altar, you're building up yourself.
Boom. This is how we're going to start tapping into these quantum forces that are within our DNA and start making cosmic changes to this reality. This is how we do it. Let's see here. Standing in simple self-acceptance, craft the light body from the column of light in your spine. Didn't we say Santa goes up and down the chimney? You have to craft that light body out of the energies flowing up and down your spine. You have to craft, you see what I'm saying? That final thunder being 7 chakras that you already have. You have to go through all those different portals, open up all those light seals, break all the seals just like God does in Revelations, in order to bring about the apocalypse, the new revelation of self. When Christ comes down and he cracks the sky on a white horse, that's Jupiter. The white horse is Jupiter. That's the lightning bolt. All right, boom, check this out. Kali always has her tongue out, right? They say the tongue is the sword. Doesn't Jesus come with a spitting words that are sharp? They're telling you exactly who's coming back to be the Christ force. That's why I'm like, yo, this Christ that's coming back in Revelation can't be the same nigga that's working for Jehovah. Can't be, because Jehovah said he's not a God of the dead, he's a God of the living. And this nigga has the key to Hades and all that shit. That sounds like Shiva to me. That sounds like Kali and them boys. That sounds like the real destroyer God. But here we are with the final surrender, the purification by fire, the release unto ecstasy, and that's all of the energy that Kali represents. Right? Open your lotus to the world. You are the gift. You are the gift. Aren't you niggas the 144,000 and all that different shit? You're the ones that are supposed to bring about the change on Earth. It's about time you stop pretending that you're going to get this done through human means. You were seated here to do this shit divinely. It's time you start acting like it. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. This is the 0-point purification, where we return back to the pure essence of the soul embodied in flesh. And this is when we start making real moves. Accept yourself unconditionally. You have to release all the restrictions of yourself. You have to get above those walls. You have to face all your fears to get at the soul. Motorsport, you better put that thing in sports. Skr, skr.
Yes, motorsport. Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, like, freed from the need for outside confirmation. Freed from the need for outside confirmation. Nigga, the minute you feel it, it's real. Stop waiting on the next nigga to tell you what's up. The next nigga shouldn't need to put you on code. You should already be on code with yourself. That's why I said, shout outs to the niggas that already have been seeing us in the dreams, that have already been doing the real work in the etheric schools. I know who you are and I see you. Shout outs to the squad. Gang, gang. I knew I was only coming on here talking to a set few niggas.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shout outs to y'all. We now need to start getting to that place where we are already in tune with the message. We don't need to be told. It should just be confirmation, not breaking news.
Yes.
Confirmation, not breaking news. This shit shouldn't surprise any of you. If it's surprising you, you're out of the loop. You're living bad right about now. No attachment. I don't feel good or bad for you. You're just not in tune, and trust me, it's not going to be a good look for you. Because this shit's about to go wild, and sorry. Freed from the need for outside confirmation, stand open to your full mystical power. Stop thinking that getting other niggas to accept you is how you're going to do it. It's not how you're going to do it. Fitting in with the world isn't how you're going to do it. You are coded to stand out.
That's why your code is so unique. That's why it's specific. You have a very, very specific frequency.
You have a unique genetic code. There was a bunch of technicians that went into creating you. Mm-hmm. Called the Elohim, that's your ancestors. Or actually all the divine aspects of yourself that are broken up into compartmentalized pieces for you to understand them. Mm-hmm. But that's the Elohim, your higher self that created you. A technician. Built this code up perfectly. You're not a randomly generated character. That's why we're here having this conversation. You are not a random. You're here with a specific seeded intent and plan to accomplish, and it's coded in your feelings. You know you're out of alignment when this shit don't feel right.
Yeah.
You know the truth in your heart. You can feel it. I was born in 95. Uranus at 29 degrees Capricorn. I was already told that having this type of energy in Capricorn, Uranus in Capricorn, is really being able to feel the truth with your body.
Yeah. That's a testament.
Align with the spinning mystery of the seven chakras, 7 planets, 7 rays of the rainbow, 7 steps of the pyramid, the 7 stages of consciousness conjoined. When the 7 stages of consciousness are conjoined, they become a new consciousness, the 8th. The purple gateway that Jimi Hendrix started, that Prince really opened up when he died. And now we're about to step through with the purple flood. Welcome to the purple flood. Daddy Shiva does not fuck with scrubs. TLC is we can see nigga, you don't get no love. And it's about time you start tapping in. It really is about time you start tapping in. Right? So this is the place we at with this shit. These are the energies presenting themselves for the winter solstice. Take it or leave it. I honestly don't care because I'm about to tap into this shit and I'm about to get my XMen shit on. You already see the X on the thing. X marks the spot. They talk about how in the description for the card Kawak in the back of the book, that's a more detailed description. They talk about how this is actually a treasure map.
It looks like a fucking treasure map.
That leads you where you need to go. So deal with that as you will. There's definitely the 10 sphere pyramid. That's the tree of life. You already know that. So we're dealing with a lot of Kabbalistic things here, that lightning path, that storm cloud. You see what I'm saying? It's all here right in front of you. The mystical power is here to be attained, but you're going to have to make that final surrender. You're going to have to surrender all of that ego shit, all of those earthly ambitions, to really open up a gateway, open up that Merkabah, so that way you can travel these star systems, get back in tune with your star family, let them activate all your fucking codes, send you back to Earth, so that way you can really do the real work on some Lucy shit. You come back on Earth laser point focused. You come back doing everything you need to do. And the more you do it, the better you get at, the more advanced your powers become. Just straight downloads. You don't even need to think about it. You just move.
You just know.
You just know. This is what moving from the heart space. This is what we're talking about. But it's going to take that final surrender to attain the mystical power.
A lot of work.
Are you willing to face all of your fears to truly get back at your soul? It's time to motorsport. Put that thing in sport. If you a dork, then you ain't never been a sport. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is really where we at with it. So, I guess I can look at the live stream and kind of see. Oh, you got it up?
Mm-hmm.
If they have any, if y'all niggas got any questions, ask them now. Like, for real. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm dead ass.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, as always. As always.
If you go to the website, we have a section called Cosmic Convos. It's a thread. It's a discussion forum. We have a suggestions box. We want to hear from you. Panicky.
We also like to hear, what you guys are thinking, what you guys are feeling in terms of the winter solstice energy, on what channels you guys are getting. You know what I'm saying? Definitely drop a message. Subscribe to the website.
This is a two-way thing,
Before I read the comments, I just want to say a couple of things. Subscribe to the website. We do have a free PDF section. You see what I'm saying? Check that out. We're constantly adding things to that.
If you go to the suggestions, tell us which PDF
you want. Which PDFs you want. We will definitely try to find them. We definitely have a lot of PDFs up for free, dealing with a wide range of topics. If you want some of the more advanced PDFs that include a lot more techniques and practical application of the knowledge, and really get deep into the real work of the shit, we do have the Sacred Out of Text PDF list, which is $8.88.
Yeah, so we're selling these PDFs for basically $1.11, which is the cheapest you're going to find it anywhere. The out of print ones you're not going to find anywhere.
Yeah, those ones are a lot tougher to come by.
These PDFs are out of print books that have been hand scanned to the internet. You're not going to find them.
Right. So there's that one, and then we do have the new tantric one that is $7.77. Definitely check that out. Dealing with the tantric force. That purification by fire is an aspect of the Kundalini. That purification by fire and water, I should say, is an aspect of the Kundalini force under the guise of.
It purifies all your chakras. Remember, your chakras are gateways. You can't. If there was a cobweb covering your entire door, would you walk through that shit?
No, you get a broom, you clean it, sweep that shit away, and then you walk through the door.
And that's how you travel. And that's where you go to these astrals and you get this information and you pull it back because you have a clear gateway.
Yep.
I know this fucking cat is not behind my damn head again.
Bring them on cam. Let the world see knickknacks.
What was me? Now I'm 4.
This is our kitten, Kaneki. Despite how he looks, he's less than a year old. This is Kaneki. If you guys watch Tokyo Ghoul, then you'll probably understand why we call him Kaneki, because of the color scheme.
He's a demon fighter. He be out here fucking shit up.
He be protecting us. You know what I'm saying?
When he walks in the room, he has a whole presence. It feels like a fucking human is walking in the room. He just thinks he's the fucking prince of everything.
He's so big. Definitely wanted to bring those different energies through. But let's check the comments and see what it is. We're red and green. It's good. Let's burn this whole shit down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get this shit out the way. Trying to hold up the shit. It's collapsing. That's exactly all right. And mind you, these boys are fighting tooth and nail just to keep this shit normal. All this weather modification is just to keep the weather seeming normal, because in all actuality, it's been snowing in Dubai and shit, and all types of crazy shit for the past however many years. So don't get it twisted. The weather's crazy. They're doing all this shit to keep some semblance of normalcy. So that way,
they don't have control of this shit.
They don't have control of this shit. They've been losing control for a long time. The D-wave quantum computer is definitely the aspect we're talking about. Definitely trying to deal with that energy, just because this is how they're doing it. This is how they're able to look at these different quantum waves without truly observing them. And they're able to pick and hop different timelines. That's why there's been all these different subtle changes with the Mandela effect going on. All right. Saturn is the black sun, which then tells you that that whole lead to gold thing, Saturn rules lead. So the whole work of alchemy is based in Saturn. It's based in the lead. You see what I'm saying? So shout outs to you for bringing that up, Hypnosis.
It's a fly ass name.
We appreciate y'all too. Shout outs. We always appreciate coming through and doing this for y'all. I definitely just wanted to explain the energies that are going into the solar eclipse ritual or not solar eclipse ritual, of the winter solstice ritual on a deeper level. So that way,
Got to stop meeting like this.
Hypnosis. I did see that. Yeah, that's that Sekhmet energy coming through. It's definitely that Sekhmet energy coming through. That wild, destructive energy. Yeah, that taste of blood. That's her coming through. So definitely keep that in mind. You see what I'm saying? Use that. You see what I'm saying? Because the Sirius rising is also the rising of Kundalini. So that summer solstice energy is also the rising of Kundalini. Going into what we would call during our summertime Leo season. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. But any questions you guys have, definitely drop them. And then we'll close this out and let you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the rituals in the description.
Yeah,
all the details for the giveaway are in the description.
You get a spray and a reading.
A free reading, a free spray. Definitely participate. Like the video. Share this shit all over the place. It's going to be a powerful ritual. It's only $5. You see what I'm saying? We go in depth. We tell you everything that you need to do, why you're doing it. We have a focus of intent, focus of action, and focus of manifestation section in the PowerPoint itself, really breaking down why you're doing certain things. We want to give away this free portion to have an in-depth discussion about the energies themselves and how they're coming through this winter solstice gateway. All right. But if there's no questions, I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you so much. 1 time for my niggas, 2 times for my nagas, 3 times for the nomos of Sirius A and B. It's definitely time to bring back, the God body, the thunder beings. It's time to activate all of the light seals. Let's get to it. Peace.